Hey, what's up, guys? This is Micah with another episode of Micah reading stuff that Micah wrote. I'm at the Iodine Index on my website, whyiodine.com. If you go to whyiodine.com and use the menu up here, there is a link for the Iodine Index. And the first article is Should I Start Iodine, which is the one I'm going to read right now, if you'd like to join me. Um, So it's common to question the idea of starting iodine. There's so many benefits, but there's a lot of information to take in, and it's kind of confusing at times, to say the least. I'm going to try to put this question into perspective with a few examples. Leave Ben unattended. Your friend's nephew Ben needs a place to hang out for a few hours one day, but you have work to do, and Ben needs something to keep occupied. Is it safe to allow Ben to go fishing by the lake unattended? Are you able to answer this? I mean, I know it's kind of a dumb hypothetical situation so far, but if you were like engaging in this, like, do you know enough about Ben? Can you answer these things? How old is Ben? Does he have legs? Is he allergic to bees? There's like a ton of variables that can change whether you can allow Ben to go fishing by himself, which is, I'm trying to use that as an example. Examples are weird sometimes. Give me a break. So, should I start iodine? Do you have legs? Both kidneys? Ambition to take your well being into your own hands? Are you going to follow Dr. Brownstein's protocol at 50 milligrams or 12.5 milligrams? Or are you going to try what Micah does, which is start slow while taking breaks, while learning about all the various nutrients our system needs? I'm just trying to point out that it's good to like understand what we're going for before we just dive into this. What's your plan if you start iodine and eventually start to feel worn out or some kind of detox? Understanding why this happens and what we can do to avoid it is a good way to at least handle it better, or try to. Attempting to avoid detox and handling iodine is essentially the whole reason I share all of this information. Like, it's a bummer to be like, hey, maybe you want to read some more before you do that, but it's also a bummer to start doing these things and be like, wow, I feel like complete crap. What in the world do I do now? I'm trying to make a simple point. Unless we have someone with iodine knowledge available to guide us, we are the only ones that know if starting iodine or any nutrient is right for us or not. And if we do not feel ready, we just need to continue learning and being involved in the community or whatever it takes. This is a graphic I made a while back. How much iodine do I take? Only my doctor can tell me. I mean, you can like share with others why there's different amounts and what it does for people and what you did, and like make a couple websites and a couple hundred, like 100,000 words and videos and stuff to like share that. But we can't really tell people like you go take this much, because if they do that and they get hurt, like then what are you gonna do? Because you're kind of responsible. So I joined groups and read others' experiences. That's what I did. I read a couple books and was like, the books aren't really doing it for me. And then I found these groups and was like, oh, well, crap. This is pretty neat to see how it works for other people. And this graphic is trying to make a point. I'll go through these and then try to reiterate my point. What's my intended goal? Am I trying to do something for vanity? Like, am I trying to fix my skin or lose weight or something? Because, like, I might not really be as dedicated if that's the case. I might just assume that these, like, magical drops go on my face or whatever it is and everything's fine. And then I find out I start dislodging some kind of toxin and I'm like, wait, what the crap is going on? Am I severely deficient? Like, do I have tons of iodine deficiency symptoms? Or am I like looking for some more energy or something? Am I taking medication? Some people take a ton of medication and assume that that's how you get healthy. I mean, I'm not going to say anything else about that, but we have to figure that out on our own. Are my pets dewormed? Which a lot of people are like, what you talking about, Micah? And I'm like, well, we tend to sleep with our pets, or our pets tend to sleep in areas that we sleep. And pretty much all life has parasites. And even if we are deworming our pets, there's a decent chance that they still have parasites. And if we're not deworming them, there's a really good chance they have parasites. How much do I weigh? Because that has a lot to do with how much different nutrients and stuff we might need. Am I missing any organs? Because some people don't have all their organs. Like I was saying about if we can watch Ben, like, does the dude have legs and stuff? How dedicated am I, which I've already kind of touched on? Do I get sunlight? Do I work at nighttime and live under artificial light like I am right now to make videos? Or do I like spend a lot of time outside working outdoors, and do I get a ton of sunlight, which completely alters our health? for the better when we get a lot of it versus when we sit here and garbage light. Can I digest fat? Do I avoid certain meals because I can't digest fat and they hurt my belly and I don't realize that it's fat that's doing that? Because that's really important. Do I sleep well? That's pretty important. Am I hydrated? Important. Stressed? If people are stressed out, healing is not really the best thing to try doing because your body sort of like purposely stays away from healing when it's stressed. When we're stressed, our body assumes we're like under attack. That's kind of what's going on. How old am I? Are my telomeres or whatever and my mitochondria all like worn out? Like how much energy do I have? Do I eat well or do I stop at junk food places? Do I travel and like interact with other people, maybe get my immune system boosted or maybe go places that have parasites that I'm not really ready to handle? Like my body's not ready for that. Do I poop? Like if I pooped 3 weeks ago, I should probably figure something out before I sit here and like dump a bunch of toxins into my system because something's not right. And then there's some links. So another example of variables. If you get a free pass to take your car onto the highway and go 100 miles an hour, instead of doing the speed limit, you might like it for a short period of time. But within seconds, you might be like, okay, I'm kind of done with this for now. It's a bit too much for me. Maybe there's people going even faster and you're like, whoa, this is kind of crazy. I'm not really into this. But a person in a Facebook group might enjoy going 100 miles an hour all the time, all day. But if they tell you to take the on ramp that forces you to go to 100 miles an hour for a few hours, and you only enjoy going 30 seconds of go fast juice, like that's not going to work out. You're stuck there with all these maniacs and you're sitting there panicking trying to keep up with it and you're just stuck doing that. And that's kind of it's a decent way to look at this. Like just because somebody else likes doing that and looks at something a certain way doesn't mean that we like it. Or is it possible that you're someone that likes to go 100 miles an hour all day? I don't know. If you like it, go for it. How is anybody supposed to know all your variables? Like even your doctor. You know how long it would take for us to talk to our doctor to like actually get all these variables across? They don't take that in because they're just trying to figure out what medication to give you for whatever numbers so they can follow their insurance thing. Do you catch my drift here with this? You might not have legs, you might not have both kidneys, a job, a belief in all this. There's so much more to it. And this, how much iodine is part of that graphic above and just sort of reiterates that. Kind of gets confusing, so, you know. And what if this were me? I go slow with everything. Like, doesn't matter really what it is. And as I'm getting older, I go slow with everything everywhere. Not like a turtle, but like I slow down and think about it. And I'm like, okay, what's going on here? While trying to figure out how to make it part of my daily life. Like that's a big part of nutrition or changing these things is we can't just be like tomorrow I'm going to eat this stuff. It's like no, we got to like figure out how to throw out the one that we're not supposed to eat, get the new one and just stick with it. We just can't throw everything out and get new. It just doesn't work that way. This pulse dosing page is like it's kind of like the way to handle all nutrients, a way to look at it. So you got to go read that. And I'll do a video for that at some point. Understanding what I do now, I would start with kelp or a well-rounded multivitamin. I explain a few things about kelp and which brands might be good at this page. And then on the homepage of my other site, Sick of Tired, I cover a general starting point for getting into natural health with like stomach acid and all that stuff. Towards the end of the page, I mention a very simple, well-rounded multivitamin that has a small amount of iodine. This is a great way for our body to get our body ready for larger amounts of what iodine can do, as well as we advance with all of this. By making small improvements and giving it time, we will eventually get where we need to be. At any point, trying a drop of 2% or possibly even 5% on my forearm is a neat way to see if and how my body responds to these higher levels of iodine. Once I try a drop in my skin or a drop in water, I go a few days without taking more. I do this to allow my levels to drop again, which helps me see how long that takes as well as how my body responds without that nutrient again. Because sometimes we just start flooding our system with a nutrient and we don't realize that we're like actually kind of like muting it in another way by getting too much of it. So by stopping it again, I can go, hey, like I actually don't really notice a difference, but if I go a week or two without it and I take more, then I start noticing it. And I'm like, it seems like I need a lot less of that one nutrient. So instead of spending a ton of money on it, complaining about it, maybe I'll just take less and also probably advance forward better. By going slow with each new nutrient, I allow my body to keep up while also learning how my body responds to each nutrient. Over time, as I provide new various nutrients, other nutrients may work better. And a kind of cheesy way to visualize this is like if my car has a flat tire and a busted master clutch cylinder, like it does right now, I have to fix those things first with nutrients before I can get the lawnmower out of the garage, which also has a flat tire, and luckily it doesn't have racist slave and master clutch cylinders, but it's got a clutch too. It's just, like I said, it's luckily not a racist one, like my vehicle, which is really screwed up. But like sometimes you have to get, like, I want to mow the lawn. I don't care about my car because I work from home right now, but like, in order to move the car, I got to do other stuff, whether it's just drag it out of the way, which I can't do because the lawnmower is behind it and stuck. So like, there's like a path to this, and maybe I bought a battery for the lawnmower, but it has no purpose right now because I need to buy a battery for the car and fix the tire and the racist clutch. So this helped me realize that magnesium wasn't doing anything for me at first. Like I was eating it daily and I was like, I'm not noticing anything. And finally when I had to order a new bottle, I was like, this is kind of dumb. So instead of taking it daily like various protocols might recommend, and it's not that they're trying to do that, nefariously or something. They're just like, you need magnesium, and they can't sit there and spend however long it takes to finally get somebody to realize that like sometimes our body can only use a little bit at first, and then eventually it might use more, and that's when we take more because that takes a lot of explaining. Little bottles like take one, like kind of with meals or something. I started taking it about weekly because like that's what I realized that it worked for me. Over time, as I salted my food and continued taking small amounts of iodine, etc., magnesium started working, and I was able to take more of it and feel better from it. Like I said, I keep getting ahead of myself. Going slow just seems to be the best route unless we are limited on time or energy. We have to continue living our daily lives and attempting to enjoy each day. We can't just dive face first into detox and devote our lives to it. We don't know how toxic we are till we start dislodging stuff, so unless someone likes to gamble, it just makes too much sense to go slow and listen to our body. It's a little bit more about getting started. Written about getting started in many different ways. In a sense, just about everything in 100,000 words across my websites is about getting started. And this page is just highlighting how there isn't a single starting point to it because it's like super complex. So scroll through my list of articles at this page that I keep mentioning all my articles are at. And then Sick of Tired is a little bit more advanced, but like it's pretty cool. That's how I really started healing and figuring out how to explain this stuff a bit better. Or watching my videos at Unpilled TV, which I gotta do my little pluggy thing in a second. Or my videos on Iodine for Beginners group, because I don't really want to share those publicly yet. It's not like it's anything crazy. It's just I kind of misspeak a little here and there, not a big deal, and I don't want to say some of this stuff public. And it's handy if you want to learn this stuff, or just keep reading the group or whatever it is that works. And then my website just keeps going with these different topics. And if the article was helpful, wow, one of you. Well, it's been a month. That's not too bad. I'll give myself some love. Oh, it knew. I can't do it. And then if you scroll down, there's some more. If you're on mobile, it's all down here. On desktop, it's over on the right. So, if you like this stuff, share it with some people that enjoy it. Or if you're like really into helping contribute so I can get this out to more people, at the bottom of my Iodine site, there's some stuff about using my affiliate links or throwing a couple bucks in a tip jar. And head on over to Unpilled TV to check out my kind of organized videos. And I'm going to get into a couple different topics over. Maybe I should move my head up above this somehow. I'm not sure how I'm going to do that. But thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Let me know if you have any questions, feedback, all that stuff. And I'll catch you later. Thanks. Bye-bye.